Hey guys, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar podcast. I have my friend here, Paul Anderberg. Say hi, Paul.
What's going on?
So I brought Paul in because it's a government holiday. He's got the day off. I'm like, hey, you want to come give a second opinion on this Gibson M2? I don't know when it's going to be taken away from me. I don't own it. It's on loan from Aaron Abubo of the Gear Slum podcast. I just screwed up your name, Aaron. I'm sorry. The name of your show.
Awkward.
Awkward. So you've had a little time to mess around with this thing, and we've been talking about it, making jokes about it. Like, what's your initial impressions? Like, don't forget about where the mic is, Paul.
Yeah, no. It's right here, right?
Yeah.
It is a Gibson. It is a Gibson. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Go for it.
I don't like Gibsons. I've never liked Gibson Electrics. So
Well, you've had a few, haven't you?
I have. I've had a Les Paul. I've had a couple of their acoustics.
Didn't you have an ES335 at one point?
I don't think that. I think
You didn't have a semi?
No,
Oh.
I don't think I had one of those.
Okay.
I've had a couple of the Les Pauls though. I hated all of them, but they do what they do really well. This falls in line with what I know about Gibson, and especially what I have seen walking into Guitar Center at their latest products. It's been
their newer run of stuff.
yeah, they are running.
Well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about like the design of the guitar, or are you talking about like quality control?
So I think their designs, I think they have made some mistakes, kind of realized that and pulled back on some of the aspects, but the really just fit finish quality has it kind of been interesting over the past couple of years.
I saw someone posted a picture to a group this morning of like the high frets on the low string on their like $2,500 Gibson Les Paul they just bought, and it looked like it got nicked with like an angle grinder.
I saw
down
that
on the binding.
I was gonna say shocked, but I'm not.
I'm
not even gonna try to say shocked. No, they're working some stuff out. It's like they went through a bad breakup and they're like going through a phase right now.
Right. Well, it seems like Gibson's always been on this cycle. Like, we're really good. This is the year. Everyone buy this year, and then it goes down for 3 years, and then you get 7 years of what we expect from Gibson.
Yeah.
So we're kind of on the back end of that. Hopefully in a couple of years, maybe next year,
we'll see the upswing.
We'll see if they can turn it around.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting concept for guitar. These are sold direct through Amazon exclusive on these. My friend Aaron picked this up for $300 out the door on the Amazon deal. They had this big sale. The other colors were $250. This is a follow-up video. Go watch the other video first if you're here, where I talked everything about it. So basically, there's some glaring fit and finish issues. Really heavy orange peel finish on here, but it's a very thin nitro finish,
which I was surprised.
Yeah,
them putting nitro on something like this, even if it's I was actually kind of surprised that this is nitro. So it's gonna beat up nicely. It's gonna feel good for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you definitely have orange peel.
It's gonna ding like crazy. Like it's already got a little chip here. There's a little chip there. Hopefully, I didn't do one of those.
I was about to say before we started the video, I don't remember some of those. So maybe it's
we've been here just pulling the paint off, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Apparently.
Other issues I had in the other video. I don't like the way the bridge tilts forward. I'll show a picture of that. It doesn't affect the playability. The bridge plays fine. It's intonated just fine. And then Aaron changed the tuners. First thing when he got this, he thought the tuners were garbage stock. So that's an upgrade he made. The rest of it, I think the pickups are fine. I think the neck plays fine. The fretwork is what you would expect from a guitar of this price point. I mean, I mentioned the sale price. These things go for, the black one goes for $500 right now. The other colors go for $400 through Amazon Prime.
Which I thought was funny because the other colors were way more attractive.
Yeah. I really like the pink one and I like the blue one.
The blue one was money. There was a white one on there too.
The white one's nice.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the black one apparently goes for a little more.
Yeah, I think it's just harder to do black finishes in general, so that might be it. There might be a little bit more quality control. They have to dive into these things, which is shocking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't build guitars, but some of the issues, I look at it like there's not quality control. They're just slapping them together and like whatever goes out the door goes out the door.
I can imagine the orange peelness of the finish may show up a little bit less on maybe a blue or a pink or a white.
Right. It's going to diffuse it a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's interesting that the black one goes for more, in which you can see a lot of that stuff more readily.
Yeah. But what do you think about like the neck, the fretwork, like this the general playability of it?
I'll be honest, other than the E string, there's the high E string has some fret.
It kind of buzzes out when you do a big bend.
Yeah, and it has some note chokes a little bit. But other than that, if you forget about the high E string, which, you just take that off.
Yeah, I always take it off all my guitars anyways.
No, yeah. It's superfluous.
Yeah, it just gets in the way of my power chords.
Yeah, you only use these 3 notes anyway. Those 3 strings are life. The rest of them are just... Yeah. But other than that, actually the other strings, they're the
effects
are actually good.
The action's set a little lower on the high string, so that might be you might be able to adjust that out. I said in the other video that I thought that the posts were different, but someone pointed out to me that this post is just pulled down into the body farther, because I thought like this one was missing the bottom ring on it. It
totally looks like it.
But it's just set up a little funny. It looks like the posts sink into the body a bit. Later on here, we're gonna put this thing on the table, and we're gonna take the pickguard off and look at kind of the quality of the solder work in here, because I saw a picture earlier this week of someone's took a picture of the solder work, and it was no picnic. But then I think the pickups sound fine. They don't sound terrible.
Yeah, we were running it through cranking the AC-15 up a little earlier, and it actually sounded pretty decent. It didn't didn't sound too farty or too anything like that.
There's no like microphonic issues or anything.
No. So we're talking poplar body, we're talking maple neck, things that you obviously don't normally see in a Gibson, but it still has that kind of Les Paul Jr. feel and sound.
Well, it's supposed to be an updated melody maker is the concept. That's what it's called.
Is that?
The M2.
Gotcha.
They've done M2s before, but the branding was like MII, and this is M, the number 2. So.
It's incrementally better, but not even.
Right.
Yeah.
But thinking of it in terms of a melody maker as a student model entry-level guitar, I think it's a good example of a student-level guitar once you put new tuners on it.
Yeah.
But that's a big complaint about. It's not about my video, but people commenting on the previous video that I did of this is like, why would you spend $500 on a guitar that you needed to swap tuners on when you could get an Epiphone that you won't need to swap tuners on? Like, you're really just
paying for the name.
You're paying for the name, and you're paying for the fact that it's made in the US, and you might be paying for the Nitro Finish if you are hoping for a natural relic.
If you're looking on paper, that's where most of the money's going. The money's going to the name.
Right.
The money's going to the Nitro Finish. None of the money is being put towards the tuners, the frets, or
the bridge.
Or the wraparound bridge that
it's
clearly...
It's believed that the humbuckers are Epiphone humbuckers. That's what people are guessing anyways. So yeah. I think the playability is fine. Like, people make the argument like, oh, you could go get, a Mexican Tele for that price, and it'll be, you won't have to upgrade anything. But then my counter is, every time I buy a Fender, I upgrade stuff. Not because it's bad, but because it's a parts bucket, and you throw stuff you want into it. This is Gibson's parts bucket. You get this, you can upgrade the pickups if you want, you can refinish it if you want, experiment with it. It's like, I'm saying it, I'm going to come out and say it, you still have a Gibson guitar. It's a brand thing. I hate the look of the Epiphone headstock.
No, I
cannot
horrible.
Stand the Epiphone headstock. Those stupid little cuts on the side. Their hollow body headstock I like. That's the big book scroll. I like that.
Yeah, but the regular one that's just like the mustache, but just kind of rolled off. It doesn't.
Even if this didn't come with Gibson on the headstock, if it said Epiphone, if it came up with a new name but had the Gibson shape up here, I'd be buying this over a similar priced Epiphone for vanity alone, guys.
Yeah,
I'm saying it. I'm admitting it to all you YouTube commenters. It's vanity comes into play for me.
Yeah, it goes Gibson Epiphone heritage.
But like from the nut down, I have no problem with Epiphones. but that headstock, I just can't hang with it.
It's bad.
So yeah, if you don't have problems with vanity, yeah, get yourself an Epiphone. But which is going to be more, another way to think about it is which is going to be more collectible in 50 years when you pass this down to your grandkids and we're in a Mad Max reality and there's no guitars made anymore. The Gibson is going to have higher value than the Epiphone in the post-apocalyptic future, guys. That's just how it's going to work.
It will, even
and
with a Nitro Finish that can come off with just you looking at it.
Exactly.
It still will.
It's going to look great in your Mad Max world that you live in. Another thing about this that no one has talked about yet, this is a maple neck. No more Gibson brake.
That's going to be huge. We're talking a more solid, sturdy build, because I've seen, dude, on the forums, I see all the time, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know, it fell off my stand.
Every day someone posts a picture of a Gibson that has the Gibson brake, like a fresh one. This is a punk rock machine. You buy this, you're going to bounce it around the stage, you're going to get that beat up finish that you want. The neck's not going to break. That's a feature, in my opinion.
I agree. And the fact that it's satin. I mean, most Epiphones.
And it is nitro. It's going to wear. So you're going to get a worn maple neck when you play this enough.
That doesn't get sticky or anything like that.
And it's a totally playable guitar. I said that in the other demo. It plays. This, like, I'm going to do a demo later. I've got this first act dos over here. This thing, I realize it's like $100 guitar at Walmart when these things came out. This guitar does not play. This is not a player's guitar. Like, I could play this guitar. It's a chore to play, in my opinion. The Gibson's not a chore to play.
No, by several times more. This is definitely the superior guitar to the first act.
Sure. I mean, comparing it to offerings that Fender has and even Squier has, like, I get it. Like, the price points don't match up for quality control.
Like classic vibes and vintage modifieds.
But the Squier and Fender aren't putting out Les Pauls. If you want a Les Paul special guitar, this is your option. You know, unless you go off brand, which you totally could and maybe should. I don't know. But if you really want the name, I mean, it comes into play. Yeah. Some people want the name. I don't know.
No, it definitely. I mean, it definitely has. It has a vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's
kind of charming.
It is. It is. It's not like, I mean, you pick up the first act, you pick up some of the other guitars, and you pick up this, and you could just tell it's a little more of a rock machine. It's a little more of it's more sturdier. This
is a, Joan Jett on a budget.
Oh yeah.
Sort of rock and roll machine.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's pause for a sec. Let's put this thing on the table and take it apart and talk about what we're seeing. Time to attack this thing with a screwdriver.
Let's take it apart.
Or a cordless drill here.
We do a review of that one later.
The cordless drill?
Yeah, the cordless drill.
I need a different screwdriver. It's too big. Let me see what I've got. Will this bit work? These are tiny little screws. Yeah, that'll work. Also, I don't want to make big, fast mistakes on Aaron's guitar here.
Those are tiny little screws.
They are. You get, usually I work on Fenders, and they have those great big screws.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the most riveting YouTube video ever. Guy unscrews pickguard for 20 minutes. They
should do those, the star screws that Apple does for their...
Oh my gosh. That would be so Gibson to put a proprietary screw on the pickguard.
So no one can open up the pickguard but them. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Don't listen to this, Gibson. Don't get any ideas. Why doesn't Gibson just hire a couple normal guitar players as consultants and be like, hey, is this a good idea? It would take 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It would take 5 minutes, and the person would be like, no, that's not a good idea. Just keep making the Les Pauls people want.
Yeah, these 5-hour meetings that they have can just be shot down by, no, that's stupid. And everybody out in the room would be like, oh, yeah, I guess it is. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you.
What were we thinking?
We almost spent a lot of money on that. All right, well, here's the reveal. Let's see how hard this is to pull out of here. Oh, it pulls right out. How much cable length do we have? There's enough. Yeah, those are clean solders.
Huh.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's a lot better than I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. There's a little spot where it's not finished in here. That's interesting, with someone's signature or the serial number maybe, or the date it was made.
Yeah, the quality inspection control.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like an SW M2, either SS or 5517. I'm betting 5517.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Whoever SW did, you did a good job. You signed off well. Good
job, SW, whoever you are.
Yeah. I'm going to call him Sam Wright.
There is a clippy here. What does the clippy go to? Is that just... Oh, that is the neck pickup. So they still have the clippies on the pickups here. So you can swap these out for another Gibson, I'm assuming. Pretty easy on those clippies.
Yeah, that's
pretty...
If you're plug-and-play ones.
If you're a regular guitar modder like me, you're going to just unsolder from the switch. Thankfully, there's no circuit board, because the circuit boards are what muck it all up. I'm a fan of this very simple, relatively clean solder job here.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
And wiring. I was half hoping that it would be one of the garbage solders that people have been posting pictures of. But yeah, maybe a machine did it, maybe a robot did it or something. But not bad.
I'm kind of assuming that most of Gibson's factories are just robots.
You think so?
I thought so.
I don't know. I feel like a robot would do a better finish than this.
Yeah, that's probably true. Even a robot would be like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, hey guys, robot here. I just, I was working down there, because I'm a robot, and are you sure this is how you want to roll these out? Like, I know, like we're not doing any quality control on these, but are you sure?
Shut up, Robot 217. Power off.
Well, I've seen what I came to see, I guess.
Yeah.
The pots say made in Korea on them. I don't know if that means anything to anyone.
Yeah. Those 500s?
Ginseng. They better be 500s.
I would think so.
Typically, Gibson's have got to be 500s.
How much about Melody Makers? I didn't know if they had anything different, but yeah, those...
They're unmarked, but I'm assuming they're 500s.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else we want to do with this while we're here? I think that's it, right?
No, yeah, it's pretty clean. I'm surprised they have the plug and plays a little bit. I don't think a lot of people would be swapping out it for a Gibson pickup. I mean, usually the aftermarket pickups, people, you would think, would choose something. Maybe like, let's put Lollies
I don't think anyone's. It's gotta just because that's what they use. That's what they have laying around. They're not thinking like, oh, people are gonna buy these and then swap in an American Gibson humbucker, So that's just the cable they have around that has the little clippy there in the middle. But
that's way cleaner than I thought it'd be. I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually kind of impressed.
The route's actually, I don't know how much you can see that here on the screen, but it's actually a pretty clean route. Like I've seen much filthier routes from other companies. Not bad.
That looks good.
Yeah, and you can even get a feel for what wood's in there a little bit. Not bad. I'm pleasantly surprised. So, well, this wraps it up. Any final thoughts, Paul?
No, I'm digging the simplicity of this guitar overall. I'll be honest. Like I said, I'm not usually a huge Gibson fan. The simplicity of it though is kind of attracting me to it a little bit. Just as a to have as a for $400 new. Like
this is like a decent like youth trip guitar.
Oh yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go on the ski trip with like church youth group.
And yeah.
This is the one I'll take because I know kids are gonna be playing with it and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing the M2.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
If these came up for $250 on Amazon again, how likely do you think you are to pull the trigger?
Actually, it would probably pull it in a heartbeat.
Really?
I'll be honest.
In a heartbeat,
I mean, it'd probably be like most of my stuff. It'd probably be sold within a couple of weeks because I get bored of it.
Yeah, Paul buys stuff all the time and immediately sells it. And like, oh, guys have bought a Duesenberg. Oh, guys have sold a Duesenberg today.
And it's not that I'm trying to like, oh, I'm flipping. No, I literally buy it.
You're
to
just
play
trying
it,
everything.
I get bored of stuff really easily. I'm super ADD.
That's fine. you're keeping people in business. You're putting braces on teeth, man.
Yeah,
you're a hero.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ADD. I'll be honest. During this whole video that we've been doing, I've been playing Back to the Future in my head. I'm that ADD.
Where are you? In the movie,
he didn't get too far. He hasn't even gone back in time yet.
You're still like opening credits.
Yeah, if we were to keep unraveling this thing, we might get it down to there. But
Yeah. Well, I think I've said everything I need to say on it. Paul said his first impressions, so
yeah.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this was a long one. I'm not sorry.
Not even a little.
Yeah, I'm not sorry at all.
Oh no.
I'm sorry that I said I was sorry.
Wait, he just went Back to the Future.
All right, later, guys.